Yes, I, Grenada, Carrico, PD, Martinique, and the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program, people. This is it again. You know, night after night, we come on the program to let you know what's happening here in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Barbados, everywhere. As many places in the Caribbean as possible, and even sometimes when it's necessary, worldwide. Of course, this is news discussed, not told. If you're looking at the program for the first time, it's always our pleasure to welcome you and at least let you know that, hey, the program is on weeknights, and of course, don't let tonight be your first and last. Now, we are going to tell you what's in the headlines for tonight. 174 pounds of marijuana seized by police. 3 men detained for questioning with regards to that. Innova mass band says thank you. We're going to tell you more about that, as well as Inspector apologizes for obscene language on stage on Soca Mona night. There's a really interesting story out of St. Lucia, where a woman was found unresponsive on the shoreline, you know, and she was rescued, in fact, and we'll tell you more about that. All right. And in Trinidad, a very interesting story. Now listen to this, right? 3 bodies found in a house. 2 children. So decomposed bodies and 2 children who seem to be well fed and well kept. I think it was an 8-month-old and a 4-year-old. All right. We'll tell you what happened there. Very interesting story. And we have other things to tell you about on the program. So we just want to invite you to get comfortable as we are about to give you news discussed, not told, in Olio Lolo. We take a break, and when we come back, is straight to the news. We want to let you know that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of WPG10. Stay tuned and feel free, again, to share the program, particularly those of you who are on Facebook, because once you do so, that's how other people get to know that the program is live. We take a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Make this carnival a special one with Spice Isle Jewelry. This is the sale you've been waiting for. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and the Spiceland Mall Grandans to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with a friendly, helpful, and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap gold and trading. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or even someone special this carnival with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Call us on 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st. Spice Isle Jewelry, operating since 1986, and we do so with pride.
When the carnival is over, it's time to laugh. The 3rd annual Caribbean Comedy Show, August 17th, Spice Basketball, St. George's, from 7:30 p.m. Featuring live from Guyana, Jumbie Jones, and Nothing to Laugh About crew.
If you sit up next to a man and you see laughing, you have an erectile problem.
From Trinidad, Nikki Crosby.
Oh, you're getting tied up.
And Alan the Entertainer. From Barbados, the return of Roman Coke. From Grenada, Privileged Theater, African Man, Kareem Alexis, hosted by Hercules. Early bird tickets $50, regular admission $60. Ticket outlets, Chucky's Bar, Brenton on the bus terminal, Grenadian Optical, St. George's and Grandans, Gittins Pharmacy, Grandans, St. George's and Grenville, Licks and Bites in Gore, St. David's Pharmacy. Sponsored by Grenada Breweries Limited, Clark Score, Chucky's Bar, Specky Show, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and the Arts, MTV News, Boss FM, We FM, and Go To Fest. Spice Basket, August 17th, the 3rd annual Caribbean Comedy Show.
Sweet
sweet summer bargains are here at Courts. Get up to 50% off a wide range of items across the store. That's sweet! Up to 50% off. Offers valid for a limited time. Thursday 15th to Saturday 17th August. Enjoy the summer's sweetest bargains. Up to 50% off only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.
All right, Courts, bringing value home. Welcome again, and welcome to another Mikey Life program. Folks, some of you may have lost items during the carnival season, and you're probably worried about that. Now, the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, they have some of these items, and with proper identification, you can claim same. All right, you would need to go to the headquarters and claim that. All right, so we have two mobile phones, the Samsung Galaxy S7 and a blue, as well as one fanny bag. So so if somebody loses that blue, what are you gonna say? Well, so it's not listen, if you lose your blue, check the paper for your blue. All right, one fanny bag, one portable charger, a battery, right? So that's like the backup batteries, you know, power bank, right? Then there are two bunches of house keys, also one lady's half bangle, bracelet, wristwatch as well, and we have one Monzo MasterCard. All right, owners of these items, you are required to visit the Community Relations Department. All right, that's at the police headquarters. You climb up the by the hospital up there. Right, good. Remember again, to retrieve these items, you must have a valid ID and supporting documents of proof of ownership. You know, one of the things I always encourage people to do whenever you purchase an appliance, items and so on, because they are subject to theft or sometimes misplacement, what you need to do is to put some sort of identification mark on these items, so at least you would you know, be able to say, okay, if it's so, if it belonged to me, then it will have an X in whatever part of that appliance. All right, so that's just a little word of advice for you, especially if your house is broken into and one item is found with your ID on it. Chances are that it will help police in identifying who broke into your home. Trust me, it works like a charm. 2019 supplementary budget provides $2 million for advance payments for retirees. And of course, yesterday we were telling you about that. Now, the supplementary estimates of revenue and expenditure for the period August 1st to December 31st, laid in the Senate on Thursday, provides $2 million to be used for advance payments pending pension resolution. Now, in moving the motion, first presented in the House of Representatives last Friday, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, said, understanding the hardship public officers who have already left the system are facing personally and otherwise, as a responsible government, we are taking steps to alleviate those pains. It says, therefore, the supplementary budget provides $2 million as an advance payment towards any pension resolution to retirees who join the public service in an established post after February of 1985, after February 22nd, 1985. Now, they would have served for a minimum of 26 and 2 2/3 years and attained the retirement age of 65 years. Dr. Mitchell further explained that this would not be a one-off payment, but rather a monthly commitment that would supplement the NIS pension received by persons who met the criteria mentioned before. In other words, it's a top-up of NIS pension every month. We would post the information on our website so that you can actually check it out. Now, folks, on Wednesday, that was yesterday, boy, police, they conducted an operation. It was conducted by the drug squad in the Livera area, St. Patrick. According to police, a black Toyota RAV4, registration number PAS 575, it was intercepted and it was checked. They said there were 3 occupants of the vehicle and they were detained. What was seen in the vehicle was nylon bags. 3 nylon bags, people, containing drugs. You understand? 3 bags, 3 men. And so police say they are conducting the investigation. You understand? And these are the men, according to reports, who were occupants of that particular vehicle. You understand? They say the drug weighed 174 pounds, and it was taken into police custody for the investigation. Now they're saying that they're doing a thing. All right. Once official arrest and so on has been made, we probably will be able to tell you more. What? 174 pounds. That's a lot of marijuana. That's a lot of money too. I tell all you how to handle marijuana and things like that already. You know, little get tired, you know. All you. So I asked the question, what's breaking the internet? We're gonna get to that in a moment. I'm asking it on the program right now. What's breaking the internet? And I'm going to be looking in the comment section to see if there's consensus on what's breaking the internet. But before we go there has been a lot of comments about a particular mass band that did not deliver as promised to its supporters. And we are talking about these Innova. You know, we were contacted by so many people saying, boy, Mikey, boy, we don't get with costume and ding. Y'all need to look into that and ding. Yeah, my name is to call. I don't have jail money yet, you know. So here what? People are claiming that they were asked to collect their costumes and so on and so forth. And when they showed up to collect the costume, the place was closed and no one was answering their messages. They're getting emails that are very vague. We were sent in some screenshots and stuff like that. We don't put in any program, you know, because it may as well be a legal matter. But what is being said as well is when persons, in particular mass bands and so on, fail to deliver, particularly around Spice Mass, what it does is it really affects the product, the Spice Mass product. Yes? And so these people are saying that, hey, there's something that should be done, probably on the Spice Mass or government level, to ensure that people who are offering services or products have these services or products readily available for the people who they are selling to. So at least a situation like that doesn't reoccur. So if you're selling X amount, then you need to show how it is that you are about to obtain X amount. It's almost like when you're going to America, when you're going to get a visa, you have to show that you're going to come back. Or if you're going to stay for a substantial amount of time, you have to show how you're going to sustain yourself, right? And so they're saying that some sort of mechanism should be in place to ensure that these things don't reoccur. That being said, Innova has posted on their social media page, in particular Instagram, a thank you note. You know, we sharing business on the live. You know, they were saying that, you know, they would have fallen short, but they still would like to say thank you for the support. They say that we would like to take this opportunity to thank you for sharing your Spice Mass 2019 with us. You created a road experience that was unparalleled. And while we have many accomplishments to celebrate, it is equally true that we may have gotten things wrong along the way. On behalf of Innova Inc., we would like to apologize for the mistakes that we would have made. Our masqueraders' satisfaction matters to us, and we know that no apology or refund could suffice. For those of you who may have experienced less than what you would have expected, you have a commitment that we will work with you to make things right. We won't be perfect, but we will listen to you, and we will write this next chapter running our business with humility, integrity, and passion. Please feel free to tag us and blah 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 blah, or send us your photos, videos, and feedback directly to blah 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 blah, and a member of our team will be eagerly waiting to assist. We look forward to providing an even better experience in 2020. You understand? So despite the hiccup and so on, they're hoping that you can put that behind and that you can at least see the need to give them a next chance. Yeah, that Trinidad lady who come on the news and she was saying, you know, this kind of thing. But I wonder who really owns this Innova brand, where they are from and stuff like that. Because the other Trinidad lady on the program on the news and she was saying, you know what, that taints well, a lady with a Trinidadian accent. Let me be cautious, you know. Yeah, so she was saying that it taints the whole thing. It creates a bad picture, a bad image for the country. And so we have to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I agree with you. Anyway, lately that talk, you understand? Because in the interest of time, we're going to have to move on. Alright, what's breaking the internet, people? There are so many things that might be breaking the internet today, you know what I mean? Yeah, boy, I put up the thing about breaking the internet, and then people were just, you know, giving their opinion on what they think should be breaking the internet. Papa, yo. Oh, what are you on my screen? Wrong thing. Alright, we're moving on. So, Elimus Gilbert Inspector has come out, has broken his silence on the matter of the use of obscenity on Soca Monarch Night. First, I saw him subtly defending himself a couple days ago when persons were saying to him that they were disappointed in him. However, today, he eliminated all doubts in terms of where he stood on the matter. Came out and he said he was absolutely sorry. He was very apologetic for his behavior on Soca Monarch Night. Now, it would have seemed that Inspector got a response from the crowd on Soca Monarch Night contrary to what he expected. And as such, he brought out, what should I say, the worst in him. And in the middle of his performance, this is how it went.
Right now, I go beg. I know my generation get old and they sit down up, they just watch it. And I know all you come to jump only for the boysy, the worst ways, and the terror kid. But all you have to stop being biased. Give the elders some respect. Show Uncle some respect tonight. Uncle wants some respect.
Now, folks, this is how it went, and Elimus said that, you know, he got a little excited, not receiving this sort of love in his words, and he was trying to get some love from the audience, and that was not to be, and so, you know, got a little carried away, and so he used the word, though it was not fully audible, the entire word wasn't mentioned, but of course, well, yes, you know where it was going. All right, word implied is word spoken. So that's it right there. He said that he's sorry, and you know, looking forward to moving on to the next chapter. All right, good. Yeah. So how are we looking for time? So what's breaking the internet? So there was this song. When I woke up to this morning, you know, my virgin sent this to me. It says Freedy Bop. Now, first of all, I must say I really admire the creativity and the sense, you know, Grenadian sense of humor about the business, you know. So where is all this talk coming from? So I went on one of the guys' page and he was saying that, you know, his song, you know, he was being threatened to some extent, you know, possibly legal action, and being asked to remove the song. I do not see, I mean, maybe it's a publicity stunt, because I do not see, you know, with the little legal mind that I think I have, I do not see any breach of law with the song. But that being as it may, you know, this thing just blew up like I don't know, today. You understand? Everyone is talking. Listen, I'm not making it up, you know, and we are obligated to talking about it on the program. You understand? Yes. So everyone is talking about, imagine people high in society calling me and asking me, Mikey, what is this bop thing? You know, what's going on with this bop thing? You know, and you have to try to explain in a way that, you know, they understand. So anyway, Papa, yo, maybe it's a publicity stunt. If it is, I think that it is working. What is it, Delvin? I think if it's a publicity stunt, it's working in terms of the Freedy Bop concept. Yeah. But now, boy, yeah, no. There's never a dull moment, Allah. There's never a dull moment in Grenada. You're telling me? So it appears that this is what's breaking the internet. We're moving on. How are we looking for time? What is the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy? Yes, the Senator Nolan Cox, he is now the Minister for Culture. They were saying that it was a very successful Spice Mass 2019, alluding the success to dialogue, discussion, and a few changes. They talk about the inclusion of the honoring of the veterans and so on and so forth, among other things. In the Senate today, he was speaking about that. All right, Senator Nolan Cox. All right, there seemed to be some issue with the audio somehow. I checked this before we came on, but yeah, there seemed to be some issue with the audio clip for that story. So probably we would have to revisit it in a while. And so yes, the senator was saying that it was a very successful Spice Mass, and they wanted to acknowledge all the key stakeholders, and of course mentioned that it was due to several adjustments and several changes that it was the success. All right, let's just try that one more time. All right,
Mr. President, those are some critical initiatives that we have cited. Mr. President, while we have seen some significant success throughout this carnival period, clearly, Mr. President, we do have some challenges as well. By recognizing, starting from this year, to recognize 2 veteran artists at our March Square show. We started this year, and we hope to keep this as a feature going forward. That will remain as a feature of the March Square going forward. At least, Mr. President, while I am there as the Minister for Culture, probably I can't speak after I leave. So, those are policy decisions, Mr. President. So we believe that this initiative is valuable based on the feedback that we are receiving from patrons and also other artists, fellow artists. They believe this is an excellent start, Mr. President, and so we would have recognized 2 artists this year. And we want to make mention of them, the praying mantis and the flying turkey. They were here and they were quite ecstatic, and they were well received, Mr. President, and they were awarded by the Ministry of Culture and, of course, through Spice Mass. And they would also receive some financial token, Mr. President, as part of recognition for their work and service to the development of Calypso in Grenada. So, President, we would have also looked at a number of things in terms of prize monies that has been paid. Those prize monies have been increased. We have also increased subventions to the Calypso tents, Mr. President. And so we continue to work. We have also did some significant work in terms of capacity building, not only for within the Spice Mass office, but also for the adjudication process. We know you can have a good product, and if you don't have a good adjudication process, you can throw everything down. And so we wanted to ensure that we focus a lot also on the adjudication process to ensure that persons, when they come out and participate in the event, that they will be judged fairly as much as possible. Mr. President.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. All right, so we are moving on. What's the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy? 3 children. Let's move on now. Three children lived with 3 bodies since Sunday. And so these bodies were decomposed police found out about it in Trinidad, and we are going to be telling you about that in a while. As well, we are going to be telling you about a woman who was saved, all right, and the landfill. We're going to tell you about a landfill that is closing down in St. Lucia. Yes, the dump site in other words. So we have that and more to tell you about. But you know what? Let's just take a quick water break, all right? We're coming back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Make this carnival a special one with Spice Isle Jewelry. This is the sale you've been waiting for. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and the Spiceland Mall Grandans to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with a friendly, helpful and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap, gold and trading. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or even someone special this carnival with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Call us on 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st. Spice Isle Jewelry, operating since 1986, and we do so with pride.
When the carnival is over, it's time to laugh. The 3rd annual Caribbean Comedy Show, August 17th, Spice Basketball, St. George's, from 7:30 p.m. Featuring live from Guyana, Jumbie Jones, and Nothing to Laugh About crew.
If you sit up next to a man and you see laughing, you have an erectile problem.
From Trinidad, Nikki Crosby.
Oh, you're getting tied up.
And Alan the Entertainer. From Barbados, the return of Roman Coe. From Grenada, Privilege Theater, African Man, Kareem Alexis, hosted by Hercules. Early bird tickets $50, regular admission $60. Ticket outlets, Chucky's Bar, Brenton on the bus terminal, Grenadian Optical, St. George's and Grandans, Gittins Pharmacy, Grandans, St. George's and Grenville, Licks and Bites in Gore, St. David's Pharmacy. Sponsored by Grenada Breweries Limited, Clark Score, Chucky's Bar, Specky Show, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and the Arts, MTV News, Boss FM, We FM and Go To Fest. Spice Basket, August 17th, the 3rd annual Caribbean Comedy Show.
Sweet summer bargains are here at Courts. Get up to 50% off a wide range of items across the store. That's sweet! Up to 50% off. Offers valid for a limited time. Thursday 15th to Saturday 17th August. Enjoy the summer's sweetest bargains. Up to 50% off only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.
Oh yeah, bringing value home. Welcome back, folks, and it's time to get some more news going. Let's take a trip to St. Lucia, where we find that there's a lady boy who was saved, they say, right? Saved from the sea. Now we have a very interesting story for you from our friends at the HTS News Force there.
Saved from the rising tide on the morning of Friday, August 9th, Helena Felicien, also known as Helena Samuel, has made a remarkable recovery. Now out of hospital and back in the comfort of her family, the 44-year-old is thankful to the persons who saved her from the sea.
I said thanks for helping me on the beach, and I'm welcome about it. So when I reached in the hospital, I said thanks to all the nurses, the doctors. So I came at my knees, so I'm feeling a little bit much better.
This is a far cry from the comatose condition in which she found herself less than a week ago. But how did she find herself there? Without revealing too much of the details, Helena says life's stresses pushed her to the brink. Speaking with News Force's Desmond Colimo, she says though she is still dealing with some health issues, she is in a better place now, surrounded by the security of family.
My foot is swelling up a lot, so I cannot get medicine. I not yet find the money to buy the medicine, so I'm taking a little patience still with my family. So I'm thanks a lot for helping me by the beach.
Helena will require much attention and support from her inner circle in order to save her from getting into such a vulnerable situation as she did on the morning of August 9th, 2019. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
Thank you very much. A very interesting story. And while we are there, we want to tell you about a dump site. All right, that is to be closed. All right, and the authorities there, Solid Waste Management Authority, will be left to find somewhere to dump the garbage. Here's another story from HTS.
The closure of the V4 landfill is imminent after 23 years of operation. But with the closure of the V4 site comes a new challenge: the identification of a new site. Shock Estate was once a dumping ground for nearly all the island's waste, but after 20 years it was closed and the trash moved to Cicero. In 2003, Cicero was capped and the Deglo site was commissioned amidst much opposition.
We definitely would need a new location, either for a transfer facility or for an actual landfill. I know they're looking at several other locations, and I don't think the idea is to terminate a landfill in the south altogether. I don't think the authority is on the hard and fast measure to just forget about Viewford altogether, but to actually look for a new location within the southern area.
Landfill fires fall into two categories: surface and underground fires, and both have occurred at this site in recent times. The suspected cause is spontaneous combustion. This was further compounded when over 3,000 tires were set ablaze.
You have two schools. You also have an infant school in that general area. We were supposed to evacuate everybody in that path. We were supposed to, because the fumes of a burning tire is very toxic, very toxic. You have to ensure that the smoke remain moving from south to west because of the hospital, the stadium, all right? Because we didn't want any of the smoke to engulf the stadium.
The St. Jude Hospital, which is located directly opposite this garbage dump, has had to deal with the effects as the wind blows. Gregory Donnelly, operations manager at St. Jude Hospital, speaks on some of the issues the hospital has had to face.
Thick smoke will cause some respiratory problems for persons, especially in the Larishes area, and then we would have lots of patients coming in. Immediately after the fires, we had these problems. During the dry season, we have a lots of flies. Okay, we affected with flies. We have to actually install nettings on our doors and our windows. Okay, that is one area that we affected. You have the stench. If you drive by, you get the stench of the landfill, and it is really posing a threat. You know, it's a health hazard. It has to be out of there. It has to be looked at by the government. Okay, you cannot jeopardize the health and safety of your nation. Okay, for waste disposal.
To date, the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority has not announced the location for the new landfill. However, the current site is expected to be closed by October 2019. Melissa Paul reporting for the HTS News Force.
And I wonder if Grenada would have to do the same thing soon. I think it was just about last year I was doing some research on this, and it would seem that the current landfill that we have, the Perseverance landfill, would need some attention. In fact, that Grenada would soon need to find somewhere a new site to put its garbage. For persons who are at the western side of the island, you would know that was just about 10 years ago when the height of the landfill was road level. In fact, it used to be like a swampy area. It used to be like, you know, down in a hole, as we would say. But now a mountain has been created out of this garbage, and that cannot continue. No, that cannot continue. So we too, I mean, would probably need to take a similar approach towards our land field. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it's a reality that we would have to face sooner rather than later. My prediction, within the next 3 to 5 years, we will need to start looking, in fact, all now we would need to start looking at an alternative location for our garbage. We are moving on, folks, and so we want to take a trip to Trinidad, boy, where we had to tell a dread story. All right, a family wiped out by violence while children live inside. All right, and say that police are investigating right now what seemed to be a crime right out of a horror movie. 3 decomposing bodies were found at a residence at Clark Road. All right, that's in Pino. Now, we said it appears to be the bodies of 3 adults who live there: a man, his wife, and his brother. So it's persons all in their 50s. All right. Now they are saying that the bodies appear to have been there for days. Some are saying that it may be since Sunday. Huh? They say also found in the house were 2 girls. I'm making up. 2 girls, aged 8 months and 4 years old, respectively. Huh? Now, according to news reports, the girls appear to be clean and well fed. Huh? Police say that a relative, who is now the prime suspect, may have cared for them. Now, they were saying that they were looking for evidence and so on before removing the bodies from the crime scene. They also said that the children have been taken to hospital. Now, according to reports, the house in question is hidden behind large trees and a galvanized roofing sheet fence. All right, and that in that area there were no homes or houses close. They are saying the bodies were found by the people's son. Now, according to a senior officer, the bodies were found at around 3:30 p.m. by the couple's son, who is 21 years old and live elsewhere. Now, they are saying that he came to the home of his parents because he could not reach them by phone since Sunday. Now, the son said that he climbed the locked gate and went into the house. The son said that he found a door leading to the house broken. He found the bodies in the house and the children inside. Now, the police said of the children, from all appearances, they were well kept. Now, they are saying that the victims appear to have been shot dead, but the motive was unknown. Now, relatives were told that the 3 may have been murdered since Sunday. They were not sure as to why. They said that the family never complained of being threatened, and relatives were clueless as to why the persons were murdered. And so they are looking into that, right? So they are saying that a relative may just be the prime suspect. The motive and charges and all that we will tell you about in a later newscast, all right? Because we have not yet obtained that information. This is a actually developing story out of Trinidad and Tobago. Very interesting development there. All right, so folks, what we are going to do for you right now is give you the national report. But before we give you the national report, we just need to tell you one thing.
Make this carnival a special one with Spice Isle Jewelry. This is the sale you've been waiting for. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and the Spiceland Mall Grandans to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with a friendly, helpful, and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap, gold, and trading. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or even someone special this carnival with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Call us on 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st. Spice Isle Jewelry, operating since 1986, and we do so with pride.
Yes, and just while we prepare the national report for you, we want to tip our hats off to the loyal viewers of the program. Now, some of them are saying that we don't big them up enough, you know. So I just want to take the opportunity to, without calling you, say hello and thank you to all of you who make this program a success by commenting all the time and so on. But I have a little secret to tell you. I know sometimes persons would want to articulate their opinion on certain things, right? And particularly when we go live in certain events and so on. But please be guided that comments can, or comments that are too negative may also negatively impact the ultimate objective of this program. So whenever you feel like expressing yourself, we are not censoring anything, we're just saying understand and be mindful of how it would affect, you know, the bottom line now. to put it quite simple. All right, but again, we appreciate every one of you who are always on the program. All right, now folks, we have for you the national report, and when we come out of the national report, we will give you the weather that we have received from the Met Office.
Government makes commitment to retirees for advanced pension payment. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Thursday, August 15th, I am Rakisha St. Louis. The supplementary estimates of revenue and expenditure for the period August 1st to December 31st, 2019 provides $2 million to be used for advance payment pending pension resolution. The supplementary budget provides for additional expenses of $9,967,790. It allows for any unforeseen or unbudgeted expenditure, grant or loan funds to be brought into the approved budget for any given year. In moving the motion in the House of Representatives last Friday, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, said the decision demonstrates how caring his administration is, always putting people first.
Understanding the hardship facing public officers who have already left the system and what they face, personally and otherwise. And as a responsible and caring government, we have decided to take steps to alleviate those pains. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, this supplementary budget provides for $2 million as an advance payment towards any pension resolution.
Eligible retirees would have joined the public service in an established post after February 22nd, 1985, served for 26 2/3 years, and attained the retirement age of 60. The commitment by government is intended to ensure that retirees receive at least 70% of their last salary when combined with the NIS pension payment monthly.
This would not be a one-off payment, but rather a monthly commitment that would supplement the NIS pension received by pensioners who meet the criteria I mentioned before. In other words, it's a top-up to the monthly pension that the NIS gives them every month.
Following the approval of the bill, the Ministry of Finance would now undertake various administrative procedures that would facilitate the pension payments. In related news, the supplementary appropriation bill was placed under the microscope for deliberations during the meeting of the upper house on Thursday. Leader of government business in the Senate, Senator the Honorable Simon Steele, during his deliberations, said the bill reflects a government that is morally fair and financially responsible.
This move by government is purely voluntary and underscores government's position towards pension reform. That although this government does not have a legal obligation, it is committed to doing what is morally just, fair, and financially responsible. Mr. President, we also recognize that with the current impasse on the pension matter, and because the matter is before the courts, I don't think we should go to too much detail there. But with the matter in the courts, any further delays in finding a solution would simply extend the hardship that these retired men and women currently face.
In his contribution, Senator the Honorable Dr. Winston Garway said public officers can now retire at ease. He's happy that government was able to fulfill its promise to the people.
This is a fulfillment to a promise we've made. You know, ever so often in election campaigning, you say you're going to do this and that, and when you win, some people go far away from it. Not this government. We have decided, when we made a promise, we're going to fulfill it. And we fought hard. And today, we are fulfilling this by putting in the appropriation bill $2 million so that those pensioners who have retired already, and we always hear that they are retiring into poverty, we're saying they're going to be the upgrade. They're going to be the upgrade to 70% of the final salary, and it will take them a long way.
The 2019 supplementary estimate provides for expenditure in a number of areas, including $1 million for the procurement of pharmaceuticals, particularly for the treatment of cancer and kidney disease patients. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The house was shaking. Then suddenly saw we hear bang, crack, and the roof had gone.
Man, I was so scared, I nearly wet myself.
Only those who have lived it can truly understand the devastating fury of a hurricane's wind.
The house across the road just get up and roll over.
Hurricane force wind. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. You can hurricane-proof your home. For example, make your roof more wind-resistant by using screws instead of nails in its construction. Find out more about hurricane force winds and other hazards at your local disaster office.
A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SEDERA.
22 more students are now recipients of scholarship awards in the sum of more than $5 million to various programs in the Republic of China, the Republic of Cuba, and the OAS. The awards were presented in a ceremony today, August 15th, at the Grenada Boys Secondary School in St. George. We get more details from Annette Moore.
There was 1 doctoral and 9 undergraduate scholarships awarded for study in the People's Republic of China, and 10 undergraduate and 2 postgraduate scholarships for study in the Republic of Cuba. Ambassadors to Grenada from both republics were present. There were also 2 OAS scholarship awards.
Based on the principle of the solidarity, 15 years ago, the government of Cuba started a scholarship program to help the development country to train their human resources. Cuba has made great effort to maintain this program, despite the difficulty that we have been facing during all these years. Cuba and Grenada are celebrating 40th anniversary of establishment of the diplomatic relation, and with the scholarship program that started since the beginning of our relation, more than 300 students have graduated in Cuba.
I would like to welcome our dear ambassadors and to thank them on behalf of the people, the government and people of Grenada, for your continued support to our educational endeavors. We are indeed grateful.
I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my warmest congratulations to all the students who have been awarded scholarship. I do believe that you will have a wonderful experience studying abroad. This year, 10 students are awarded scholarship sponsored by the Chinese government. Since 2005, 108 Canadian students have studied in China.
Minister with responsibility for tertiary education, human resource development and education outreach, Honorable Pamela Moses, congratulated the recipients.
While education is the biggest item of expenditure in our government's budget, we regard education as the single most important and worthwhile investment. We invest in the future of our young people.
Areas of study for the Chinese scholarships at the doctoral level were management science in the areas of social science and health administration. For the undergraduate scholarships, they were electrical engineering, finance, specifically economics, medicine to include medical laboratory science and forensic science, accounting, mechanical engineering, art, computer science and technology, and literature in the area of linguistics and applied linguistics. The Cuban scholarships included general surgery and internal medicine at the postgraduate level, and stomatology, otherwise known as dentistry, nursing, civil engineering, and telecommunication and electronic engineering at the undergraduate level. Scholarship recipients shared their feelings on receiving their scholarships and on their goals for the future.
Having heard that I have received the scholarship, I was overjoyed. I am still overjoyed and just looking forward to making the best out of it.
At an early age, I saw I was building sockets when we used to learn from in secondary school, building sockets with light bulbs and everything, and that just made me feel like that is what I really want to do, you know. And my uncle working in Grand Lake, and I used to see doing certain things around the house, and that just pushed me more to want to study electrical engineering, because in Carriacou you don't really have electrical engineers.
A doctor is something I always wanted to be since I was small. You know, when everybody talking about they want to be a fireman, a policeman. At that time, even at that early age, probably around 6 there, I always wanted to be a doctor to help other people. So this scholarship allows me, Craig Hastic, to be someone that I always wanted to be.
There is currently no one studying forensic medicine in Grenada, and I believe that since our country is becoming so diverse with other cultures and people coming in and staying in and being a part of Grenada, I believe the importance of forensic science, just in case, people might tend to do criminal injustice to other people, and I wanted to be able to have somebody to prove that person right or prove them guilty. Financially, most of us won't be able to do it on our own, so the scholarship helped me to achieve my goal because I want to become a forensic psychologist later in life.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
That story just ended the National Report for today, Thursday, August 15th. Let's recap the top story. Government makes commitment to retirees for advanced pension payment. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Alrighty, folks, thank you very much. And of course, let us now take a look at the weather and see what's going to happen. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 24 degrees Celsius. Winds east northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves up to 7 feet in open waters. And folks, for tomorrow, the weather is expected to be mostly fair and hazy, increasing in cloudiness overnight with a low chance of showers. The minimum temperature is expected to be about 24.5 degrees Celsius, maximum 32 degrees Celsius. Wind easterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves up to 7 feet in open water. And low tides expected to be around 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. And that's your weather report for tonight and tomorrow. And we just want to say hello to a few people before we leave the program for tonight. Say hello to Eunice, Peter, Eugenia, Padonna, Zaka, Angel, Irma, Fletcher, Shireen, Doris. We have Charmaine, we have Priceless, we have Camille, Eugenia, Alinga, Ruth, Deborah, Mariel, Charlene, Joycelyn, Dora, Rolanda, and Lloydris is with us as well. Joyous, Ruth, Mom, Ala, did I say Nika and Ezran and Seprina? Everyone on the program, just want to say thank you for viewing, and we'll have another program for you guys tomorrow, God's willing. Just around the same time, yeah, tomorrow at 9 p.m. God bless you and your family. We're going to touch base tomorrow again. All right, guys, let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, ja! No. Good night, everyone. If we get some rain tonight, we get, all right? So let's see, okay? Let's see. Have a good one. And those of you viewing via WPG10, we appreciate you as well. Have a good one.